Hello friends, and welcome to this new video of mine where I'll be talking about my choice of underrated Hindi movies of this century. When I was doing the earlier video of underrated movies, I realized that there were actually much more than 10 which I wanted to talk about. So I thought of doing this video as a part 2 to my earlier video. And I hope you like this one as well, and I hope some of these movies you will want to see after I'm done with the video. The first movie I want to talk about is a 2007 movie. It's actually a Pakistani movie called Khuda Ke Liye, directed by Shoaib Mansoor, and it has Shan and Iman Ali, Fawad Khan in the lead roles, and also Nasiruddin Shah in a special role. I don't know whether this movie got released in the theaters in India. I've seen it on DVD, and it's a fabulous movie. It's a movie which depicts the struggle between fundamentalism and a new progressive modern thinking approach amongst Muslims in Pakistan. And it's a story of that, and it's so brilliantly told, and it has fabulous performances by all the lead actors. But I don't think this movie has had too many viewings because, as I said, I'm not sure if it released in the theaters or not, and neither would too many people have seen it on DVD. But if you want to see a good movie, do see this. I think it's still available on DVD. Get a hold of a copy and see it. You won't be disappointed. Khuda Ke Liye by Shoaib Mansoor. The next movie I want to talk about is directed by Neeraj Pathak for Subhash Ghai's Mukta Arts banner, and it's called Right Ya Wrong. I think it's made around 2010. It has Sunny Deol, Irfan, Konkona Sen Sharma and Isha Kopikar in the lead roles. It's one of the mysteries to me why this movie didn't run. It was a flop, I know for sure, because I remember going to see this movie in the theatre only to be told that the show had been cancelled because no tickets had been sold. And I was amazed that this was a Subhash Ghai banner starring Sunny Deol, and there were no takers for this movie. It just amazed me that how this could ever happen. Anyway, I came back and eventually got the DVD and saw the movie, and I was even more surprised at how such a good movie, such a well-made movie, found no takers at the box office. It's a copy of an English movie. It's a copy of a Christopher Reeve movie, which I have also seen. I can't remember the name right now. I'll probably put the name down in the comment section. Yes, it's a copy, but it's brilliantly made. It's absolutely taut and gripping, and it never slacks for a moment. And it has superb performances from Irfan, Konkona, and Sunny Deol. I mean, whoever would have thought that Sunny Deol would match Irfan in histrionics? And they're both absolutely superb in this movie. I won't give you the story. It's a thriller, but I won't give you the story. I think you should see the movie for yourself and find out. Right Ya Wrong, directed by Neeraj Pathak. Not to be missed. The next movie is again a big banner movie. It's from Yash Raj Films, and it's directed by someone called Sabarwal, I think, Atul Sabarwal, and it's called Aurangzeb. It is a fabulous, fabulous movie. It has a stellar star cast of Rishi Kapoor, Jackie Shroff, Deepthi Naval, Amrita Singh, Arjun Kapoor. It has a brilliantly layered story. It's got some really, really intricate twists and turns, and it's a gripping, really well-made thriller. Another one of those mysteries of the world of cinema, why this movie didn't run either. It had everything going for it: a good star cast, a superb banner, great performances, well directed, but for whatever reason, Aurangzeb didn't do all that well at the box office. But you must see this movie and discover for yourself what a great movie you missed earlier. The next film is a 2011 film called Force. It's made by Nishikant Kamath, and it stars John Abraham and Genelia D'Souza in the lead roles. It's a very simple story. It's a story about a police officer and his war against a drug gang lord. So that's it. It's the story is about the two of them, and of course he has a love interest in the form of Genelia D'Souza, who puts in a fabulous performance as well. But the movie is, to me personally, a revelation about John Abraham. I think he is absolutely brilliant in this movie. It's a very, very well made movie. I actually ignored this movie when it first had come out, although I had heard a few people telling me that it's a good movie, but I perhaps had a closed mind about John Abraham's acting abilities, and I was happy to be happily proven wrong when I saw Force. I thought he was brilliant in the movie, and it's such a well-made movie. And then I realized that it's a Nishikant Kamath movie, so I shouldn't have given it a miss in the first place. So I don't know how many of you have seen Force, and how many of you hold the opinion that I held before I saw Force about John Abraham and his acting abilities. Prove yourself wrong by seeing Force. You won't regret it. It's a brilliant movie. The next movie is a movie by Kabir Khan. It's called Phantom, and it stars Saif Ali Khan and Katrina Kaif in the lead roles. Phantom was released immediately after Kabir's big hit Bajrangi Bhaijaan. So it got a lot of publicity, and it got a lot of, there was a lot of curiosity about the movie. Unfortunately, didn't do very well at the box office. Why, I don't know. Because to me personally, although the genres are different, and the two movies are not comparable in any other way, but to me, Phantom is a brilliant movie. It's a superb movie. Saif puts in an awesome performance. Saif, of course, has time and again, marveled us with his great performances. Phantom is one of them, actually. Not spoken about so highly, but it's a superb movie. He plays a Secret Service agent who has been given a very special task by the Indian government. Everything, of course, covertly and unofficially. And how he goes about completing that task for them is what Phantom is about. Katrina Kaif surprises. She is also very, very, very good in this movie, and it's not her usual glam doll role. She is fantastic. She has a very good role, a very meaty and a meaningful role, and she does full justice to it. Again, one of those mysteries why Phantom didn't run. It should have done much better than what it did. But in case you missed Phantom on screen, do see the DVD. It's a beautiful movie. This is it's a real gem. This movie, thus Vidania, starring. It's it's every time we look back at the history of cinema, and we find that every year, every 3-4 years, there comes this one movie which is so good, which is so beautiful, so well made, but has got forgotten. Vinay Pathak's Thus Vidania is perhaps one of those movies of our times. It's a lovely movie. It's a beautiful, beautiful, life-affirming, positive movie. And yet it somehow got lost, I still haven't heard a single person who's seen this movie and not said it's a great movie. Everyone I know who's seen this movie has said it's a wonderful movie. But then again, how many people have seen it? It's a superb movie. Vinay Pathak puts in a brilliant performance, well supported by Neha Dhupia, Rajat Kapoor, and a host of others. It's it's like a bucket list kind of a movie where a person, at a certain critical juncture in his life, decides to make a bucket list and fulfill each and every point of that list. So that's what this movie is about. Do get a hold of the DVD and watch it. You won't be disappointed. It's a beautiful movie. That's Vidania. This movie, City Lights, is a movie by Hansal Mehta. I think it got a lot of positive reviews when it was released, but it stars Rajkumar Rao, the immensely gifted and talented Rajkumar Rao, and Patra Lekha, who I believe was his girlfriend at the time this movie was made. Uh, City Lights is made by Hansal Mehta, and it's an adaptation, or it's a take on a British movie called Movie Manila. I think I'm not very sure of the name. I keep forgetting these names, unfortunately. I think it's an adaptation, but it is a beautiful, beautiful movie. It is poignant. It is heartbreaking. It upsets you at a lot of levels when you see this movie. It's about good human beings in not so good situations, and some choices they have to make because of those situations, because of their circumstances, and the price they have to pay for that choice. City Lights is, it's about this young man played by Rajkumar Rao who has a very content life in a small village in Rajasthan where he has a shop. And for reasons that you'll know when you see the movie, he has to leave Rajasthan with his wife and daughter and come to Bombay in the hope of, making it big, in the hope of, fulfilling a few of his dreams. And how everything goes wrong for him. It's so real, it's so honest, and I think this is one of Rajkumar Rao's best ever performances. It's, as I said, it's heartbreaking, but at the same time, there is that hope of there is that slight trace of positivity and hope towards the end of the movie. And although it does break your heart, you at some corner of your heart you will end up feeling nice as well. But it's overall it's a superb movie and not to be missed. So in case you haven't seen it, please get hold of a DVD of City Lights and watch it. Another movie from the Yashraj banner, and I don't think it did very well. It's called DDay. It's directed by Neeraj Pandey, and it's a fabulous movie. It's a fantasy tale about Indian Secret Service agencies working to get Daud in India. Of course, the character is not called Daud. He's called something else, but the references are very obvious, and who they're talking about. And the whole movie is about whether they're able to get him to India and extract revenge. It's basically that, but it's brilliantly made. It's got Irfan in the lead role. Rishi Kapoor plays a very, very important character in the movie, and again, I have no explanation as to why this movie wouldn't run, but it didn't, and unfortunate. But the good thing is the DVD and the Blu-rays are still available, so pick up one of the two and watch it and find out for yourself. It's a very gripping, very, very well made movie, DDay. The next movie is by someone who I've never heard of before. My apologies. I've never heard of this gentleman, Sameer Sharma, but he's made this wonderful movie called Love Shafte Chicken Khorana, and it is such a surprise to see this movie and find out what a delightful little movie this is. It's got Kunal Kapoor and Huma Qureshi in the lead roles. It's got a fine bunch of supporting cast as well, who really enrich the film even more. And it's essentially a comedy, a warm-hearted, light comedy, and it's about this guy who has to leave London and come back to his village in Punjab, and there he tries to revive a dhaba of his family dhaba, and he tries to figure out this secret recipe which his grandmother had, which a chicken dish which was called chicken khorana based on their family name, and he tries to figure out what that recipe is all about and make that dish again in order to revive his dhaba. That's what the movie is about, and it's beautiful. It's a lovely movie, lots and lots of feel good moments and super performances. Do watch it. You won't regret it. It's as I said, it's a very heartwarming and enjoyable movie. Love Shavde Chicken Khorana. The last movie I want to talk about again has Irfan in it, and directed by the immensely talented Nishikant Kamath. It's called Madari, and this is in a lot of ways I find similarities, at least thematically, between this and a movie made about 6 years prior to this called A Wednesday, which had Anupam Kher and Nasiruddin Shah as the two main characters. It was a story of a common man not remaining silent and waking up and voicing his anger and taking certain steps and actions to express that anger. That was what A Wednesday was about. And Madari thematically is very similar. It's very similar. Irfan plays the character of this common man who's lost his family, actually his son, in a tragedy which is primarily due to the negligence of the administration and the government and the authorities, who really couldn't be bothered at such personal losses. But Irfan doesn't keep quiet, and he ends up kidnapping the son of the Home Minister. And that's what the movie is about. And as I said, although thematically it is quite similar to A Wednesday, but it's brilliantly made. Nishikant Kamath, he is an awesome director, and he proves yet again with Madari why he is so highly rated. Again, I'm not sure of the box office performance of Madari, but what is beyond doubt is the direction and Irfan's acting. He single-handedly carries the movie on his shoulders, and what a magnificent performer he was. Irfan, I think, is the best actor to come out of India after Nasiruddin Shah. I think of the current lot of the new breed of actors, Irfan was the best, and it's such a pity that we've lost him at such a young age. But see Madari, you won't be disappointed. It's a fabulous movie, and it'll just make you miss Irfan a little more, because he could have given us so much. Madari. So these were my 10 more films which I feel are underrated and haven't got their just reward amongst the cine lovers of India. But as always, you can watch them on DVD. Most of them I think are available on DVD. I will also in the comment section put up trailers of all these movies, if possible, if they are available in YouTube. I'll put all the trailers down in the comment section so you can get a brief glimpse of the movie before you actually start seeing it. Hope you like this video, and until the next time, bye bye.